This year's Minnesota Wild team has changed significantly for the better with the addition of Quinn Hughes that have put them in the talks as contenders. But they face the Stars who have thwarted them out of the playoffs twice previously, and this year is looking no different with the likes of Wyatt Johnston and Jason Robertson leading the way for the Dallas Stars, combining for 90 goals in the regular season. This rivalry, this hatred, revived and reignited once again as the third dance between these two teams begin once again. Will it be the state of hockey taking the first punch, or will it be the Lone Star State wrangling one home? Wild Stars next.
The Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
It is like no other feeling in sports.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs as we welcome you to Dallas, Texas, the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs in Dallas. The Stars and the Wild meet for the third time in playoff history at American Airlines Center for Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you can be with us here on our coverage. The NHL and MHS Stanley Cup playoffs. This is going to be fun to watch. Stanley Cup playoffs is going to be a fun 2 months of hockey. And this is where it really starts to get interesting. As the Stanley Cup playoffs, the best time in sports. This is the best time in sports in hockey. Any playoffs, this is the best playoffs and ever. As it'll be the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild kicking off our NHL and MHS coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs 2026. And we had some question marks going into this game. We did not know if Miro Heiskanen was going to be back in this one because he was injured in one of the games against Minnesota, I believe. Ryan Hartman hit him in that previous match that we covered 9 days ago in the regular season. Determined who got home ice advantage, basically. And the Stars got the 5-4 victory in that one. They have home ice here in this series to start off game 1 and 2. And if they need to go 7, yeah, I mean, this series looks like the most competitive one of the first round, so this could go 7, and the Stars would have home ice advantage with that. As Dallas, Texas, Stars looking to get the cup. I mean, and they have all the pressure on them. It seems like they've lost 3 straight conference finals, and they have all the pressure. It seems like cup or bust for the Dallas Stars because they have gone so far the last 3 years, and if they don't go farther, it could seem like a failure in this one, as now they're wearing the 99s to start off, and 2 offensive players that have been so good for the Dallas Stars this season, and one of them being really good on the power plays, are Wyatt Johnston and Jason Robertson. They've combined for around 90 goals in the regular season. Johnston has the franchise history record with most power play goals in a season with almost 30, and he was just on fire. So if you're the Minnesota Wild, you do not want to get the Dallas Stars on the power play because Wyatt Johnston will be there, and he'll make you pay. And let's actually talk about the starting goalies for tonight's game. Jesper Wallstedt is in net. We'll also talk about the offensive players for Minnesota. 45 goals for Kaprizov. He is tied with Robertson and Johnston, and Boldy with 42. So both teams have 40-plus 2 goal scorers on their teams, and could lead to a lot of offense here in this playoff series. As these 2 teams have met off in the past 2 times. 2016, Stars 1-6, and in 2023, Stars 1-6 as well in that one. And some big moments in that. I mean, some weird moments, too. The Anton Roussel goal back in Game 2 in the 2016 series from behind the net. There's been a lot of entertaining moments between these 2 teams, a lot of controversy, a lot of everything. So this seems like the best matchup we've seen between these 2 teams. And we're going to talk about the goaltenders now. Jesper Wallstedt in that. He's going to be having his first ever career Stanley Cup playoff debut or start ever in his career, and he has been good down the stretch from the Olympic break, and Gustafsson has not, so that's why they elected him to be in the lineup. We had question marks. Heiskanen is in the game, if anyone's questioning that, as obviously I mentioned earlier, he got injured from that hit. He's back. Game 1, we still do not know about Hintz. We're going to know more information on Monday, but it's not looking optimistic for him to return in this series, and maybe if the Stars do advance to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, maybe there's a chance for Roope Hintz to get there, but they got to get there first. Bogosian's in for the Minnesota Wild. Quinn Hughes is dealing with an illness, but he is in for Game 1 as well. But that's also something we should be looking at as well. If he's dealing with illness, that might be distracting him from his usual play. We might not see the real good Quinn Hughes that we have been accustomed to, and how it's helped this Minnesota Wild team ever since they've gotten Quinn Hughes, how they've skyrocketed and how good they have been this season and leading to this matchup here. So, bunting is scratched for the Stars as well, as the Stars' top line would be Steele, Johnson, and Ranton. We saw that in the warm-up. Kaprizov, Hartman, and Zuccarello. The top line for the Minnesota Wild. It is just honestly shocking. I thought they were going to go with Gustafsson, honestly, the Minnesota Wild, but they have gone there with the rookie, Jesper Wallstedt. The playoff debut is honestly shocking, honestly. For me, at least, it's crazy to see just they're putting their hands, they're putting everything in with their rookie goaltender. And Jake Ottinger's had a really good history against the Minnesota Wild, and winning in that 2023 series, made that big save in Game 4 in the dying seconds on Johansson to tie the series up. And then obviously the Stars won the last 2 games of that series and won that series in 6. We'll be back, everybody. The intros and the anthems coming up next, and then puck drop between the 2 best teams in the Central Division, the Stars and the Wild. We will be right back. And we welcome you back here to Dallas. The Stars and the Wild. Game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinals between these 2 teams that despise each other. This rivalry reignited once again from 2023, from 2016, and since the start of the Minnesota Wild franchise. They face off again for the 3rd time in playoff history, the Stars and the Wild. This should be an entertaining Game 1 between these 2 teams. The Stars wearing their 99 jerseys as the flag is being brought out here to the crowd here inside American Airlines Center, as the crowd, it is probably sold out in Dallas. It is a jam-packed American Airlines Center, and the question is for the Dallas Stars, can their top players get it going? Because it seemed like in that conference final last year to the Edmonton Oilers, they could not get anything going. Obviously, it's a different team with Minnesota. But can they get it going here? They're going to need their top guys. Obviously, they don't have Roope Hintz. Mikko Rantanen went off last year. They didn't have a good conference final, but he had a great playoff year last year, including that Game 7, that hat trick, the comeback to move them on to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs last year. Got them to the conference final. Dominated Winnipeg as well. Got in a hat trick in Game 1. Scored a big goal in Game 3. And the Stars looking to have a good playoff run here, as well as obviously injuries have plagued the Stars throughout the whole regular season. But now they seem a little bit more healthy than they were a couple of weeks ago. As now they will have to face off against a pretty good Minnesota Wild team that people have winning this series, as they have really not questioned how good this Minnesota Wild team is with Quinn Hughes, and he's been the big difference. Quinn Hughes has been very good for the Minnesota Wild, and then they got some additions, obviously. They got, I believe, what's his name? They got Nick Foligno from Chicago. I'm trying to think of someone. They got Bobby Brink from Philadelphia. They added and McCarron as well. They added, obviously, during that trade deadline, trying to, because they know this matchup's been basically decided for a couple months now, but it was not completely confirmed. And well, that's now confirmed now. We're going to have Game 1 here in Dallas. The crowd about to be electric here. In just a few moments, we will be right back in just 30 seconds. The Stars and the Wild coming up next here on MHS Network. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Welcome you back here to Dallas at the American Airlines Center. The Stars and the Wild. Game 1 of this Western Conference quarterfinal. Our first game here of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs here in Dallas, as this series should be one of the best we've seen in the first round. Again, the Stars involved in another one of those battles in the first round. It seems like for the past couple of years they've been in great first-round series against Vegas in 2024, the defending champs, then 2025 with Colorado. And now with the Minnesota Wild, the two of the three teams that are top of the Central Division. And now it's the intros here in Dallas.
They're ready to start another. The Stanley Cup playoffs are back in Dallas. Fourth straight year that round 1, game 1.
It is electric in Dallas. It's a sellout at American Airlines Center. Everyone is there. This crowd is electric as they introduce the starting lineup.
Stars are dressed for the occasion.
Stars have their 99s, as you heard from Josh Bogorod, as they've been very good in getting out of the first round. There's that Stanley Cup champion banner from 1999. They look to hang another one in June. It is shaking inside American Airlines Center. Let's get on the anthem. Just kidding.
Men and women who have served our country, would you please rise, if able, remove your hats, and welcome to the ice our Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket and City Credit Union hometown hero of the game, United States Army Captain Alec Bennett. And now to sing the Star-Spangled Banner, our own Selena Ray.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
has been for multiple years in Dallas, getting this playoff crowd ready here in Dallas as game one of this series is about to begin, and this will be one of the best first round series in the Stanley Cup playoff year. Jesper Wallstedt, 18-9-6 in the regular season, .916 save percentage. He had 4 shutouts. Ottinger had 4 shutouts as well, 35-12-6, and .899 save percentage for Jake Ottinger in the regular season. But it changes when you get to the postseason. It is basically a brand new season. When you get into the playoffs, it is nothing like the regular season. Every game means something. One mistake could cost you a series. One moment can define what could happen to you in the playoffs. As this crowd is electric, everybody is up at American Airlines Center waving those rally towels. And the face-off at center, Wyatt Johnston and Eriksson Ek. It seems a Steele and Boldy tying up in that outer side of the circle at center ice. Game one is underway, a battle at center. The puck comes free to Quinn Hughes. We're underway in game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs between the Wild and the Stars. Hughes has the puck and he deflected ahead here for Eriksson Ek. Played by Ottinger in behind the net. Lindell on the backhand, got it to Steele. Steele trying to get it away from the boards. Boldy on the forecheck. Boldy driving to the net of this tough angle shot was stopped. Johansson and now Heiskanen in behind the net. Heiskanen's first game since that Minnesota game in about 8 or 9 days ago. Here's Mikko Rantanen poking it out to center. It is Sam Steele trying to get to the loose puck, and Johansson lifted his stick. Boldy Plays that back here for Hughes, who's dealing with illness, but he is playing this game one. We'll see how he does here in game one of this series. Quinn Hughes, the stretch ahead, deflected, so no icing. Played by Ottinger in behind the net. And the Stars and Robertson trying to clear it. Kaprizov held it along the half wall. Hartman lost it. And retrieved here by Duchesne. Matt Duchesne off the boards. He got it, and it's backhanded back in by the Stars into the Wild zone, sent in deep. Hartman, a collision in behind the net. Duchesne looks to center. Duchesne in behind the net. He plays that back up top of the point. A long shot. It's stopped by Wallstead. And our first whistle of the game. And the Stars with the first shot of the hockey game. Glenn Gulitson, first playoffs he's coached for the Dallas Stars. The 2 previous years were when they were struggling and when they were bankrupt, close to being bankrupt, and were not pretty good in those years of darkness, you could say, for the Dallas Stars. That 5 years where they didn't make the playoffs until 2014, that 2008 to 2014 gap. One of the Stars got taken down, shot blocked on the way through. Lindell tried to get it, and it's held in at the line. No. Ernie touched it up, and Harley, frustrated that he could not hold it in at the line. The faceoff will come back out to center. Welcome you in, everybody. If you're just tuning in with us here on the NHL and MHS, there's John Hines, Minnesota head coach, 3rd season. 5-13 record in game 1s for Minnesota. Stars barely won their first game 1 in a long time. Last year in that Winnipeg series, and they won game 1 in the Edmonton series, and then that's going to be played out of play. We got a lot of whistles to start this one off here in Dallas. The Stars and the Wild, game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinals. Final score in Carolina for that series against Ottawa, 2-0 Carolina. Stankoven and Hall with the goals, and Ottawa down 1-0 in their series to the Carolina Hurricanes. Bogosian back in the lineup as he played it ahead. Pressure by McCarron was Bischel. Myers on the opposite side. Myers got ridden off the play as he got knocked down there by Marcus Foligno. There's still hatred from that game just a couple of days ago. And they fought after Blackwell scored, made it 3-2 in that previous matchup in the regular season, the final matchup in the regular season. So you got to know the tempers are probably there, and they're probably just waiting for the right time to use it. Depends how this game goes, obviously. Bogosian, and now the stretch ahead. That got intercepted at the line by Beck on Yurov. Trennan tried to move it ahead. Beck is battling for the puck in front of the Stars bench there. And Quinn Hughes sends it cross ice here for Faber. Faber's shot was stopped by Ottinger. Rebound centered out in front. Bouncing puck comes to Ben. He flips it out to center ice. Knocked down here by Beck. Beck got it ahead for Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen's shot and the save made! Chance there for Miro Heiskanen in his return. Imagine if he got a goal in his return. Back into the Stars lineup. That would have been electric and got this crowd on their feet again. That's an easy stare there for Wallstead. Wallstead made the save there. Shots are 2-0 in favor of the Stars here in game 1. Steele and Eriksson Ek in the face-off dot. Won by Eriksson Ek off the pile. Johnston in the corner. Battling for the puck. He fished it back to the point. Heiskanen held it in. Knocked in lower for Johnston. Then Heiskanen could not hold it at the line. Now they got to race back for it. Heiskanen trying to get there first. He does on Boldy. Steele in the corner. Played it in front of Ottinger through the top of the crease. Heiskanen got it out to center. Stars with some room here. Is Wyatt Johnston backhanding that one into the corner. In behind the net now. Steele trying to get it. Knocked away there. Pressure from behind, but the Wild still have the puck here in their own zone. Spurgeon plays that across. Got it to Brodin. Back for Spurgeon once again. Heiskanen and Lindell have been out there for more than a minute, and I believe they're going to get a change, and they will. Quinn Hughes almost lost the puck at the blue line as he stretches it ahead now. Knocked back in. Harley has the puck. Stars looking to transition. Niels Lundqvist signed an extension not a couple days ago, a 2-year extension with the Dallas Stars. He had the puck, and Harley deflects it. Maverick Bork got it, and then Quinn Hughes back into his own zone. The reverse back here for Faber. We're almost 4 minutes into the first period here in game one. Quinn Hughes with Faber cutting to the net. Shot by Quinn Hughes was stopped by Ottinger. It was stuck on his pads there. And Robertson slaps it down. On goal, Wallstead has to cover. No, he swatted it away there with the glove. Bork delivers a hit. Robertson holds it in at the line. Bork got it down low. Bork waits. Lost the handle. Bork along the half wall. Plays that back to the point for Myers. Myers waits. Fires! And a stop. Might have been blocked on the way through. And then it's gloved down here by Faber. And Zuccarello carries it ahead. Zuccarello in, shot, save made by Ottinger. And Zuccarello's down. There's a penalty upcoming on the Stars. And so the Minnesota Wild will go to the power play as Tyler Myers going to the box. So Minnesota will get their first crack at it on the man advantage.
It's 75.
Well, the place.
So Minnesota will get the first power play here. Let's see. Oh my goodness, he elbowed him right in the face. Zuccarello got elbowed. Wow. That's unbelievable. So Tyler Myers in the box, and so the Minnesota Wild with a chance here on the power play to strike first. There's Kaprizov. He got 2 power play goals in that last regular season matchup between these two. Power play this season for both teams. Dallas is second, and Minnesota is third. Lindell trying to kill off this penalty with his penalty killing squad, and the Minnesota Wild trying to strike first. Eriksson Ek trying to win the draw, tied up in the circle. And then it is Beck around the boards. He clears it down the lanes of the ice. Volstad plays it in behind his net. And it's Quinn Hughes who has the puck again. He has the puck for a long time in this Minnesota Wild sweater. Kaprizov played it down low. Boldy, he'll play that back to the point where it was vacant. And Quinn Hughes will go back. Volstad played it. Got it to Quinn Hughes once again. Hughes ahead now for Zuccarello, who drew the penalty. Got it down low. Eriksson Ek couldn't get it. Great stick in the lane there by the Stars. Down the length of the ice it goes once again. Almost a given away there. Blackwell and Kaprizov almost given away again. A steal. There's almost 2 costly turnovers by the Wild in their own zone, and it could have led to an opportunity short-handed for the Stars. Boldy cuts in. Kaprizov plays that back to the point. Quinn Hughes got it across here for Zuccarello down low. In front shot, score! Eriksson Ek, power play goal, 1-0 Wild. What a setup. Another costly penalty for the Stars against the Wild this season, and they strike first, Minnesota, and Eriksson Ek. What a setup, jeez. Right at the goal, the touch pass in the triangle formation there. Eriksson Ek just wide open in the slot. No one covering him there, and they lead by 1. And Jake Ottinger allowing another one early on. And so Minnesota strikes first. Bork will get it in behind the net. Stars are going to respond quickly. Big hit there by Bork on Yurov. Along the glass and in behind the net. Bork trying to fish it free from Robertson's possession. Here we go. It continues to be fought for. Yurov got it free, and Tarasenko right into the middle. Here's Brodin. Dumped back in as going for the puck now. The Stars, Lundqvist got it ahead. Duchesne, and now Bischel will get it to Bork along the wall. Couldn't get it deep as they're going for changes, both teams. They're getting fresh legs on the ice. So the Wild strike first here in this series with the goal by Eriksson Ek on the power play. And so they lead the game 1-0 as they're back in once again. Marcus Foligno trying to get it along the wall. Harley trying to steal it away from him. And around the boards it goes. Nick Foligno back to the point for Faber. Nick Foligno once again. Nick Foligno. McCarron. Angled off by Harley. Harley trying to battle it free. Ritzkovian knocked down a man. Faber's shot deflected wide. And hit the netting and out of play. We'll be back. The Stars trailing by a goal as the Wild strike first here in Dallas. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome you back, everybody. 13-11 left to go here in Game 1 of the first period. The Wild leading by the goal by Eric Sinek. And they lead the game 1-0. We welcome you back in. I'm Max. Glad you can be with us here on our coverage here on the NHL and MHS 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs. We'll have all of it, obviously, here on the NHL and MHS network. As the Stars right now trying to get something going here, obviously trailing by a goal. They have not had really good luck in game ones, but neither have the Wild. Remember 3 years ago, it was Hartman in double overtime. And Gustafsson basically robbed that game from the Stars. In that game 1 in 2023, Stars went on to win that series in 6, though. Ritzkovian and Hartman in the face-off dot on the glove side of Ottinger. As the shots are even at 3. The battle in the dot is won free by Lundqvist. Flipped it up in the air, knocked down by Ritzkovian, who just slid it back in. Lundqvist shoots it back in from the blue line. Around the boards. Knocked down in front. Rantanen was trying to get it. Here's Wyatt Johnston now. Johnston along the wall. Tied up Zuccarello. Johnston got it back to the point. Harley couldn't hold it in. Here's Kaprizov the other way. Kirill Kaprizov looking. Kaprizov, high slot. Got angled off by Steele. Rantanen, the drop pass for Sam Steele. Pressure from behind by Kaprizov. His stick was lifted and Volstead plays it around. Steele finishes his check right there. Here come the Wild, chipping that one back in from the blue line. Harley will go get it in behind the net. He got it to Bork. Bork, the stretch ahead. Robertson carries it. Tried to get it in deeper. Couldn't. Duchesne holds it in. Couldn't get that pass to Bork. And the stretch ahead. Deflected by Eriksson Ek, so no icing. Lindell. Backhands that out to the blue line. Not out of the zone. Heiskanen got it to Lindell. Chipped it. And it's not out of the zone yet. Eriksson Ek in the corner. Looks to center. Boldy was there. Eriksson Ek in behind the net. Boldy's shot from the boards was stopped by Ottinger. Eriksson Ek back for Boldy. Going across the ice here for Bogosian, the shot. That got blocked into the corner. And it's cleared out by the Dallas Stars, played by Volstead and Bogosian. There's a whistle here with 11:37 to go, and there's a penalty upcoming. There is a penalty. Slashing. Slashing is the call. And the Stars will have a chance on the power play to even this game. Yep. So the Stars will get the power play. And a chance here to tie the game. As Johansson is confused. He gets called for the penalty. And so the Stars have an opportunity to tie this game on the power play. Marcus Johansson's just looking at the Jumbotron, wondering why he got the penalty. So the Stars with a chance here on the power play to tie this game up. Duchesne, Robertson, Johnston, Heiskanen, and Rantanen. Off the draw. One around, and Johnston. Marcus Foligno pressure from behind by Wyatt. And then it's held in by Heiskanen at the blue line. He got it over to Robertson. Back for Heiskanen once again. Robertson in the circle. Robertson holds on to it. He looks. He tries to go across the ice and has got blocked away. Robertson tried to tie up McCarron. McCarron got it out to center and got it back into the Stars zone. And Heiskanen will get the puck down. 30 seconds into the power play for the Stars. Seeing they can strike here and respond to the power play goal that Eriksson Ek had just moments ago. Wyatt Johnston splits through. He got it to Robertson. The drop pass to Heiskanen. Back for Robertson once again. The return pass here for Heiskanen. Robertson in the circle. Waits. Fires! And a save made by Volstad. Nice zone entry by Wyatt Johnston, though, on the power play. And Robertson with the chances in the circle. They haven't been able to get across the ice. The Minnesota Wild have really blocked off across the ice, across the crease, passing areas. And off the draw, the Stars win another face-off. Heiskanen, he got it to Robertson. Robertson waits, spins back from pressure. Heiskanen at the blue line. Return feed for Robertson. Shot blocked into the corner. Wyatt Johnston got it back to Robertson along the half wall with less than a minute to go on the power play. Robertson once again. Johnston waiting near the goal line. Johnston fed it back for Heiskanen. Here's Rantanen in the circle. Rantanen waiting. Almost lost the handle there. Duchesne at the goal line. He got it. Back for Rantanen again. Passing it around here on the power play. Rantanen skate to stick. Duchesne lost the handle as he was trying to pass it across. Robertson. Return feed for Rantanen. Rantanen back for Robertson. Down low, Duchesne. Duchesne holds onto it. Shot, tough angle. Is it in? Trying to just bank it off of Volstad, and Duchesne could not do so. He really did not have anything going there. Wyatt Johnston was covered, and Spurgeon there as well. Let's see. Was that even close? Oh. No. Not even close. 23 to go on the power play for the Stars. They have just been passing the puck around and really haven't not gotten much. Halfway through, exactly through the first period. In a 1-0 deficit for the Stars, Lindell plays that back to the point. Harley now down low, Ben in front. Bork couldn't get the shot away as he was tied up, and it's cleared. They wanted the setup. They almost got it, but Bork was being pressured from behind. His stick was lifted. Stars power play ticking off. 5 seconds left to go on it. Here's Bork carrying it ahead. Poke checked away, and the Stars power play does not convert. And it still remains a 1-0 lead here for the Wild. Volstad played it into the corner. Bork trying to get it free. Ben tied up along the wall. It is battled for still. Yurov in favor. Ritzkovian in behind the net now for Bork. Bork waits. Bork looking. Bork plays that back to the point. Harley waits. He fires a shot that got blocked into the corner. Ritzkovian. Stars have had all the ozone time right now, though, and then Johansson steals it along the wall. Ben trying to steal it back. He does. Lindell plays that back here for Harley as the Stars and the Wild get new skaters back on the ice. Here come the Stars once again. Foxa coming to the net. Foxa trying to get there. And Ernie got it in behind. No one was there in green for the Stars. Tarasenko got bumped from behind there by Foxa. Bischel holds it in along the boards. Got bumped off there by Trennan. Blackwell in the corner. Pressured by Bogosian. Blackwell has it. Feeds that back. Bischel's shot blocked off a skate. It is cleared down the length of the ice. Will it be enough for an icing? Yes, it will be. And the Stars have tired out the Wild a little bit here on this shift in the past couple of minutes. Haven't been able to get the goal, though, to tie this game up. Welcome you in, everybody. Our coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs on the NHL and MHS radio broadcast. We can't show the game, obviously, due to copyright. And if you're wondering, there you go. There's your answer. 8.5 to go in the first. Stars win another faceoff. Harley from the blue line. Fed it in behind for Rantanen. Rantanen got it poke checked away there by Quinn Hughes. Steele along the half wall. Tied up. Steele trying to get it back to Rantanen. It is tied up with Yurov. Steele. Bouncing puck. Wyatt Johnston trying to get it. Bogosian off the glass. It's cleared out to center. Tarasenko. Then the pass ahead here. Trennan. Across the ice here for Quinn Hughes. Forced it into the corner. Trennan. Tied up with Heiskanen. As they battle for it along the boards, Hartman got it back to Quinn Hughes, who was forced back out to center. Spurgeon. 6-5, the shots favoring the Dallas Stars, but they are trailing 1-0 here in Game 1 of the 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs. This Round 1 matchup that it was very anticipating. Everybody was anticipating for this matchup. Lindell. Lundqvist got hit there along the boards, and here's Bork. Bork got into the middle. Here's Lindell. Fires a shot that goes into the netting and way out of play with 7:21 to go. Wild still leaded by 1. And there's been some physicality in this one too. We will be back in just a moment. We welcome you back here to Dallas at American Airlines Center. Stars and the Wild. And the Wild leading it by a goal here in Game 1. As welcome you back in, everybody. Stars and Mikko Rantanen is playing his 100th playoff game. See if we can get a win here in his 100th playoff game, though. We're trailing by 1 in this first period with 7:21 remaining. Duchesne trying to win the draw. Brodin in behind the net. Got it to Kaprizov. Lindell knocked it down and got it out to center ice. Shot back in by the Wild. Esa Lindell circles back from pressure from Zuccarello. Lundqvist. Bork off the boards. He got it to Lundqvist and back for Lindell again. The Stars haven't had much room here. Duchesne into the middle. Maverick Bork shot! And that just missed wide. Bork might have been deflected off a Wild stick there. Duchesne trying to win the battle in behind. And then the Wild pick up the puck here. 9-5, the hits favoring the Minnesota Wild here. Here's Hartman carrying it ahead. As there's pressure from behind here, Lundqvist plays that back here for Lindell. He got it over to Ben. Jimmy Benn flips that one back in. Bouncing puck past Wallstad. Middleton cleared out. Will it be an icing? No, it will not. Tyler Myers back on the puck again. Stretched ahead here. Here's Beck. Got it over to Jimmy Benn, the captain of the Dallas Stars, who falls down. Beck around the boards. Wallstad played it. And there's a little bit of a confusion there. Someone's helmet's off. I think that was Jamie Benn's. And now Blackwell would have been offside, and he gets kind of hit there in the head there by McCarron. Nothing called there on the Wild. McCarron back in, shot in, save made by Ottinger with 5:47 to go, and here we go in front of the net again. This looks like what happened in that game 8 days or 9 days ago. 5:47 to go, and the Stars and Jamie Benn got his helmet ripped off. We'll get a replay of that, and we'll describe it to you in just a moment. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back, everybody, here at American Airlines Center, the Western Conference quarterfinals, Game 1, the first day of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We've already had a game completed. This is the second game of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Stars and the Wild, they're starting their series here in Dallas. With 5:47 to go, the Wild have a 1-0 lead here. Third playoff meeting between these two. The Stars lead the playoff meetings in 2-0 as they've won the previous two series. Wild with a 1-0 lead here in Game 1. In our poll, 62% of y'all voted for the Wild to win this game. 38% for Dallas in this Game 1 with 42 votes in our playoff voting in our poll. And we'll go over that, obviously. We'll go have our intermission report coming up next year in the next 6 minutes. And we'll have it when this first period ends. As Fox gets kicked out of the face-off dot against Matt Boldy, and Blackwell will take his place. Off the draw, won by Boldy. Faber a shot. That one went wide. My guy on a piece of Ottinger. Fox and then Harley trying to get it out. Quinn Hughes held it in. The clearance attempt not out yet. Boldy in the corner. Boldy got it to Eriksson Ek once again. Quinn Hughes at the blue line. Got it to Faber. Faber plays it around the boards. And Fox trying to get it out of the zone. He does. Shots are 7-6 in favor of the Wild here in Game 1's first period. Boldy carries it through center. Boldy on the backhand waits. Got it in behind the net now for Faber. Now Johansson. Faber around the boards. Harley gets there first, though. And he plays that back here for Lundqvist. Harley has the puck in front of Ottinger with less than 5 minutes to go here in the first period. Harley, the stretch ahead. Johnston plays that back here for Lundqvist. The Stars can't get out of their own zone, it seems like. It has been clogged up at center. It has been clogged up in the Minnesota zone as well. All the pressure right now on Dallas as Minnesota just continues to deliver on that. Big collision along the corner, and it is Steele. Forced off Tarasenko. Yurov, and then Steele. Got ahead here for Johnson. Back for Steele once again. The Stars into the zone. Steele across for Rantanen, and the shot! And a save made by Volstad. .4:23 to go. First period. And the Wild leading by 1 on Eriksson Ek's goal. Probably the first time we've seen the Stars in a rush there in this first period. Another face-off inside the Wild zone here in this first period. 4:23 to go in the first in Dallas. The 1-0 lead belonging to the Wild. The Stars are going to even the game here in the first. Middleton off the boards as the Wild win another faceoff. They can't clear it out of the zone, though, as Mikko Rantanen blocked out the clearance attempt. McCarron now gets it out off the board. Battle win by the Wild. Myers will go back for the puck and got it ahead here for Bischel. Bischel bumped off the puck there, and Myers got it in behind the net. Myers back for Bischel. Leon Bischel spins back. There was no one there to help him out. The defensemen getting caught in their own zone here. Bogosian tried to hold it in. Johnston's stick was being held there for a solid 2 or 3 seconds and nothing called there. Bischel plays that back. Bischel got it for Bork. Stars can't even get out of their zone smoothly, and it's just, you could just see how much pressure is being applied here by the Wild. They're back in on side. Zuccarello got a man open. Hartman! And the pass couldn't go. Faber, and a save made. Quinn Hughes has the puck. On the backhand, got it low to Kaprizov of the goal line. Looks to center one. That deflects to the blue line and out. They cannot get the puck there onside as Lindell got it to Maverick Bork, who shoots that back in from center. Robertson along the wall. Quinn Hughes pressured from behind. Zuccarello waiting for the puck. Goes back to the point for Lindell, who holds it in. And no, he does not hold it in with 2:59 to go. That could have been dangerous there for the Styes right there with the cutting man and Hartman. Just Bork lifted his stick at the last moment before he could get the shot away, and a very smart play there by Maverick Bork. 2:59 to go in the first. Game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinal between the Stars and the Avs. The Wild. Lindell plays it across for Heiskanen. Shot back in from center. Spurgeon got it to his skate to his stick. Ritzkovian along the wall, and then Lindell holds it in as the Wild were trying to clear it. Ritzkovian in the corner. Pressure from behind by Spurgeon. It is cleared out of the zone by the Wild. Tarasenko couldn't get that pass. Heiskanen. Spurgeon back in again into his own zone. 2.5 to go in the first. 1-0. Wild leading it. Heiskanen will go get to the puck into his own corner. And Lindell was trying to get it free. Comes free here for Yurov all alone. Yurov, what a save by Ottinger, and a big one there. Quinn Hughes, he was challenging Yurov on that chance, and a big stop there. Faber's shot through traffic. Got blocked. He gets it back. Faber's shot, and another save by Ottinger. As it starts to open up, and now some pushing and shoving in front of the net. 2 chances there for the Wild, and Ottinger coming up big here in this first period because the Stars are letting some players just wide open, and the defensive structure is not looked well here in this first period. And obviously, you know, Miro Heiskanen coming back from that injury may not be playing the same. We haven't really noticed him that much here in this one. And that's a good thing. You gotta know he's probably dealing with something, obviously. And Quinn Hughes as well with dealing with illness. 2:07 to go, first period. Shots are 9-7 in favor of the Wild. Wyatt Johnston and Eric Sinek in the face-off dot on the blocker side of Ottinger. Johnston wins the draw. He got it to Lundqvist, and now Harley played it ahead here for Steele. Steele into the middle for Lundqvist. The defenseman dropped it off Johnston. Got it to Rantanen, shot! Save made Volstad! Mikko Rantanen with the opportunity, and a big stop there as both goalies are coming up big with some big saves here on both ends of the ice. Oh, what a chance to tie the game. What a pass by Wyatt Johnston. And trying to go 5-0 was Rantanen, and I think that just hit his pad. There was an opening. And, man, that was close. Mikko Rantanen with the opportunity, trying to tie the game. Steele tried to win the draw, couldn't. Middleton, and now Bogosian clears it out to center ice. Lundqvist with 1:49 to go. There's a whistle here, and I believe another penalty. They've called another one. Another high-sticking call on the Dallas Stars.
Dallas 96, 2 minutes, high sticking.
So Mikko Rantanen, we got that big opportunity. And in the next shift, or the next whistle, he takes a high stick. Oh, wow. I don't know about that. Ooh, that is a call. But Gojin was already lifting his stick up, and then Rantanen got his stick in the lane there, and then it went up. Glenn Gulutzan probably not looking at the penalties that the Stars have taken here. Both high-sticking minors, and they're trying to kill this penalty off. They have to. Because man, oh man, this has been a brutal first period with penalties for the Dallas Stars. Minnesota, though, 1-for-1 on the man advantage. Off the draw, Kaprizov, and then Quinn Hughes lost it. Beck got it out to center as the Stars clear it immediately. They had one shot in their previous power play, and they scored on it. That was Eriksson Ek. Quinn Hughes into the middle for Boldy. Boldy's back in off a skate. Beck tried to clear it, and he couldn't. Hughes held it in at the line. Played Boldy along the half wall. Quinn Hughes let it go. Hughes gets it back here. Boldy up high. Boldy waits, fires a shot, and a save made by Ottinger. As they continue to whack at it with a minute and 18 left to go in the first. Wild right now, getting the great opportunities, great aim, and the Stars not so much, you could argue. That puck was free, and then the whistle was made there because I believe one of the referees in Thurman South or John Hebert could not see that puck. That puck was still loose, I believe. Minute and 18 left to go here on the period clock, and Heiskanen gave it away there to Eriksson Ek as he was trying to flip it out of the zone. Found a man open in Zuccarello, but forced out the center. Zuccarello, he's got it to Boldy. Zuccarello back into the zone. Goes across the ice. What a pass. Boldy's shot! What a save by Ottinger! Oh, man! An incredible stop as he robs Minnesota of their second goal of the game. Wow. Matt Boldy wide open. And Ottinger says no. What a stop. As he has kept the Stars in it. Wow. An incredible stop there by Ottinger. Unbelievable. 53.2 to go in the first period. Wow. Eriksson Ek and Fox in the draw. Fox falls down off the faceoff win by the Wild. Zuccarello has the puck into the middle for Boldy. Boldy forced off that pass at the blue line, forced out the center as Quinn Hughes was not there at the blue line to hold that puck in. They're back in on the entry. Zuccarello knocked down Quinn Hughes, plays that back. Zuccarello with less than 30 to go in the first period. Quinn Hughes along the wall. Played back here for Zuccarello. Quinn Hughes goes across the ice here for Boldy. Zuccarello fires a shot that got blocked on the way through Kaprizov. Boldy across the ice. Quinn Hughes waiting again, looks to center, and it's blocked away by the Stars, and Beck clears it down the length of the ice. What a defensive play there as they had a man wide open back door. 5 seconds to go here in the period. Boldy got ahead with Quinn Hughes. 1 second to go. Backhand pass. That'll end the first period. 1-0. The Wild leading it. After 20, they'll have around 10 seconds to go on their power play when we return. The Stars will have a lot to talk about because, man, they could not find any openings in that period, it seemed like. It was very rare for them to find an opening in that first period offensively. They could not convert on their only power play. Stars trailing by 1. Wild with a goal by Eriksson Ek. We will be back in just a moment with our intermission report coming up next here on the NHL and MHS Stanley Cup playoffs. Welcome you back, everybody, to our intermission report as the Stars and the Wild face off in this first round series. As we welcome you back in, everybody, as the Wild lead it by a goal here in this first period. They really controlled the play, puck possession. They really controlled that aspect of the game, and the Stars right now not looking too hot in possession of the puck. They can't find room. It took like a minute one time in this period to get out of their own zone. You know, on their power play, they just passed it around, just not moving, nothing going, nothing to create opportunities. They could not find any lanes. You got to know Glenn Gould's going to say something about that. But if you're a Wild fan, they played a very good first period, and they did a very good job. But it's still a one-goal game, obviously. 11 seconds to go on their power play. We'll return to the second period. And let's go over the stats while we're at it. Let's pull that up here while we are talking about it right now. The game was on April 9th, the last one we did for the regular season. So just 9 days later, we're doing this again. And give me just a moment, and here we go. 1-0, and let's review that Eriksson goal. His first of the playoffs, obviously, because it's the first day of the playoffs. Boldy, the entry, Kaprizov, they got it open to a Zuccarello, and Eriksson just wide open, got past Heiskanen, and Eriksson just wide open. A costly penalty by Myers. Boldy and Zuccarello with the assists at 5:35. Our only goal of the game here in Dallas, as the shots were 11-8. Faceoffs were dominated by the Wild. It was almost 57%. Wild power play 1-for-1. Dallas is 0-for-1. 21-13. The hits favoring the Wild. The giveaways 4-2. The Stars got to clean that up. They got to clean up a lot of aspects of their game right now, because right now they do not look hot. But you're probably fortunate to have a good, just have it a one-goal game here, because remember that big save by Ottinger prevented this game from being a 2-0 Wild lead, and the Stars not looking too hot. And that's kind of been how they've been playing at the tail end of the season, or the regular season. They've had slow starts. They start to build up in the periods, but in the playoffs, you cannot have that. You really can't, because a period can cost you a game here and cost you the series, and it's just not. It just does not look like another good start for the Dallas Stars. They've been best in third periods this year. It feels like second periods as well. Man, right now they do not look too hot in puck possession and any chances that have been real shocking or grade A. But the Wild have carried the play here in this first period, and if you're the Wild, keep it up in the second period. If you're Wild fans, they're doing good right now. If you're the Stars, clean up your act, because wow, that was a brutal first period. And geez, what a big save by Ottinger, though. That could be very big in how this game ends, and incredible stop, obviously, in that. We'll go over the game in Ottawa, in Carolina, or in Carolina. The game happened there. We'll go over that in just a moment, and then we'll preview the Philadelphia-Pittsburgh game. That'll be on MHS2, and yeah. We'll be right back in just a moment with our preview of that game. Wild leading the Stars 1-0. Welcome you back, everybody. Intermission report here on the NHL MHS. As we welcome you back in, I'm Max. Glad you can be with us here on our coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs here on the NHL MHS Network. And let's go over what happened in Carolina, as that was the previous game, the first game of this playoffs. And they faced the Ottawa Senators, a 2-0 win for the Hurricanes. Logan Stankoven getting the first goal at 2:11. This was a change-up on the shot. I think Pinto got a stick on it, so it changed up the shot. Omark really could not prepare for that change-up on the shot. Slides into the 5-hole, got a piece of his skate, and Logan Stankoven, 2:11 in, got a 1-0 lead for Carolina. Anderson makes some big saves on the Ottawa Senators, who could not score. They thought they tied it, but did not cross the goal line after review. And then moments later, this shot went off the goalpost off the back of Anderson. It was loose, and then Taylor Hall puts it home. At first, it looked like it was Stankoven, but no, it was Taylor Hall who gets credit of the goal. Logan Stankoven, a 2-point game, and the Hurricanes come out with a 2-0 victory as Freddie Anderson gets the shutout with 22 saves made. And those are the top 3 starts of the game. And the Carolina Hurricanes, maybe this is their year in the East, and they don't have the Panthers or the Rangers to get in their way like they have in previous years. Obviously, those have been the opponents that they faced, maybe even Boston too. And yeah, it looks like it was a very tight game, I'll tell you that. I won't say Ottawa's out of the series just yet, because obviously that was a tight game. But that was at points I feel like Carolina was just dominated, but Ottawa had a very good third period. Just could not get one past Anderson. Literally. It looked like they did not. And it's brutal for them right now, and they're going to have to regroup for Game 2 in Raleigh on Monday. So we'll see how the Ottawa Senators will respond in that Game 2, and then the series will shift over to Ottawa for Games 3 and 4. And, yeah, in just a moment, we'll be previewing the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers series. You know that's going to be a good series. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back to our intermission report. Just moments away from the second period. And 3 minutes away, actually. And we'll preview the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers series. We have not seen a battle of Pennsylvania since like 2018. 7 years ago, and you know this is going to be good. Philadelphia making the playoffs for the first time since 2020. The Pittsburgh Penguins not made it since 2022. Both teams facing each other off, and I guarantee that one of them will go to the second round. And that should be a very good series. Obviously, that 2012 or 2013 series, or 2012 series, obviously, was a massacre. That was an insane series. Giroux, Crosby, the infamous line that Crosby says he doesn't like anybody on Philadelphia. Giroux laying out one of the players in Game 6, and then less than seconds later, he scored at like 32 seconds into the first period in Game 6, and they won that series in 6. As the Philadelphia Flyers won that 2012 matchup, Pittsburgh won the previous series in 6 in Philadelphia. 4-2 lead for the Flyers disappeared in that one, and the Penguins, I believe, won that one 8-7-4, something like that. Or 7-5, something crazy like that. Very high score in Game 6, the last time these two met in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, it's going to be a good series. It's going to be a good start. And it's going to be in Pittsburgh, on the MHS2. And we'll hopefully cover that if this game extends, obviously, to where that time slot obviously happens. And that will be on MHS2. So, yeah, there's their score. If you're just tuning in with us, there's your score. There's the penalties. Penalty with 11 seconds to go on it. See if the Stars can kill that 11 seconds off. We'll see. And for the Stars, they're going to be better. They cannot take any penalties. They have not played good defensively in that first period. They did not do a very good job in penalty killing. They're leaving too many guys wide open for the Minnesota Wild. Not a very good defensive period for the Dallas Stars you're going to worry about here because, man, oh man, you got to have defense, and it is not showing here in that first period at least. In just a moment, we'll be back with our second period coming up next. Welcome you back to Dallas. Period number 2 between the Stars and the Wild. Power play with 11 seconds remaining on it. The Stars got to be better defensively here, as we previously mentioned in our intermission report. Welcome you back in. I'm Max. Glad to have you with us here on our 2-month journey on the MHS Network to close out the NHL season with the Stanley Cup playoffs, Stanley Cup final, all that good stuff. If you're a hockey fan, best second period goal differential, both of these teams. Dallas have a plus 32. Minnesota plus 18. Then the other teams in between, plus 31 for Tampa, Colorado plus 25, and the Buffalo Sabres with plus 23 this season. All regular season, though. It can change in the playoffs. Everything could change in the playoffs. We're about to be underway here in the second period. As it is the top line again with Steele, Johnston centering the line with Rantanen. And so the Stars will see 11 seconds to go. Rantanen still in the penalty box due to that other penalty. We're underway here in the second period. As the power play expiring for the Wild, and in just 4 seconds, Boldy carried it ahead. And that'll do it for the penalty. Cleared out to center. Rantanen's out of the box. And we're back to 5-on-5 once again. Gloved down by Ottinger as he was aggressively going for that puck. 19 seconds in. Game 1 of our Western Conference quarterfinals. Our voting in our poll, 59% now, the Wild thinking they'd win Game 1 in our poll, as Dallas is now climbing back into the poll here with 41%. 49 votes on that. So, it's getting close in our poll here. Almost 50 votes. Continue to vote here and listen in to our broadcast and what's happening here in Dallas. Off the draw, Lundqvist wins it. Lundqvist has the puck. He got it ahead, steal into the middle for Rantanen. Off the stick, Faber, and then knocked down by Steele. Rantanen in behind the net. Rantanen looks to center for Johnson out of the reach. Here's Lundqvist now. Waits at the blue line. Delane. Lundqvist on the backhand. And he lost it in behind the net as Zuccarello got it away from him. Rantanen pressuring Faber from behind. Here come the Wild the other way. Zuccarello, touch pass here for Hartman. Hartman goes across the ice here for Kaprizov. Waits, fires, and he scores! Kirill Kaprizov, a blistering shot right there. 56 seconds into the second period. It is 2-0. Wow. Unbelievable release there by Kirill Kaprizov. And they lead by 2. And if you're the Stars, you're starting to worry now. This looks like what they had in that last game in the regular season. Boy, oh boy. Short side on the past the shoulder of Ottinger. Less than a minute in, and that really kills a lot of the vibes here going into the second period. Only down by 1, now you're down by 2. The Stars really have to get going here because they have not been able to do it in this game. Been terrible defensively. And they haven't had much, honestly, in this one. And here come the Wild again, Eriksson Ek. Man, this has just been brutal for the Dallas Stars. Honestly, this has been one of the worst performances. Robertson, only a 2-goal game, though, but man, oh man, here come the Wild again. Tarasenko into the middle. Here's a chance shot, just wide of the net. Tarasenko trying to bank one in. Man, oh man, the Wild are just dominating with the puck right now. Tarasenko into the middle. Backhand shot was stopped by Ottinger. Man, they're just leaving everybody wide open. And a giveaway at center. Robertson, the Stars can need a goal to change the complexion of this one and the momentum, it seems. Here's Jamie Benn carrying it ahead. Maybe he can do it. The captain into the corner. Benn to the opposite side it goes. Bischel, what a hit! Here come the Wild the other way, and Trennan dumped back in. Played by Beck. Delivered a hit there, and now it's Nick Foligno. Beck looking to center one. Ben intercepts, and the Stars will move it ahead. That goal by Kaprizov, 56 seconds in. Hartman and Zuccarello with the assists on that. And they're up by 2 here in Dallas. What a reverse hit there by Bischel, though. But they need something going, the Dallas Stars, because right now it's nothing much. And I bet that building's been real quiet. American Airlines Center's been real quiet tonight because, man, oh, man, they're not playing too hot. Getting outshot 14-8. The Dallas Stars. And they really got to find something to get it going here in Dallas. Because right now they do not look hot. Bischel. And here's Oscar Beck. Out to center. Rolling. No icing. Quinn Hughes will try to stretch it ahead. That will be no icing as well. And Harley pressured in behind the net, almost stolen away there. As they battle in behind the net. Hartman looks to center one. Here's Quinn Hughes again. Hughes waiting. Spins back. Across the ice here for Faber. Down low at the goal line. Kaprizov on the opposite side. Angled off by Ernie. And Lundqvist trying to move it ahead. Blackwell got it out to center. Foxa. Then stolen away back by Quinn Hughes. Here's Zuccarello. Kaprizov crossed the ice. Kaprizov dropped it off. Quinn Hughes. One-timer on the way. Score! Hartman gets the deflection in front, and the Wild lead by 3. Wow. They are not doing much. The Dallas Stars are just back. Wow, that's unbelievable. 3-0 Wild. That just goes off the hand of, what's it called? Hartman. Or off his knee, actually. And it's 3-0 in favor of Minnesota. And a brutal 24 minutes into this playoff run for the Dallas Stars. Here's Mikko Rantanen. Maybe get something going here into the middle. Here's Myers, a shot. That got blocked. Marcus Foligno in the corner. They battle for the puck. Stars have to get a goal here because, man, they look dead. Terrible defensively. Spurgeon and Bishop holds it in along the boards. Rantanen in behind the net. Rantanen now Johnson. They call a penalty late. Wow, that's unbelievable. They call a late penalty there, and the Wild are going to go on the power play. They call Mikko Rantanen for tripping in the 3rd power play for the Wild. That was such a late call too. It's unbelievable. That's Mikko Rantanen's 2nd penalty of the game. I think it was a tripping, but it was so late. It was a late call. Late call, literally like a second or two. Man, the frustration for the Stars is building up here. You can see it in Mikko Rantanen's face. Because right now they do not look hot, the Dallas Stars. And a power play for Minnesota. Off the draw, Foxa won it. And Heiskanen around the boards, cleared down and into the ice. They're 1 for 2 Minnesota on the power play. 3 shots on it. And Hallstad played it. They haven't even challenged the Minnesota goaltender in this game, it seems like. Zuccarello played back here for Boldy, who carries it ahead. Boldy poked off his stick there. Lindell clears it down the length of the ice. Hallstad plays it. Quinn Hughes has the puck now. Carries it ahead. Here's Kaprizov into the middle. Zuccarello holds it at the blue line, and then the Stars clear it once again. We're 5 minutes into the second period. A 3-0 lead here for Minnesota over the Dallas Stars. As Quinn Hughes just patiently waiting at center. Got the pass ahead. Spurgeon. Lindell around the boards. Given away. Back to the blue line. Here's Quinn Hughes again. He goes across. Return feed for Hughes. Backhands that pass. Johansson in the corner. Tied up along the wall. Heiskanen trying to get it free. Hartman. Lindell. The skates in the way. Tarasenko shot right into the glove of Ottinger. And a big save there. Man, oh man, but the Stars look brutal right now. They only have a shot or 2 in this period. And Minnesota's just dominated. And yikes. If you're a Dallas Stars player on the, it's just, I don't get it. I really don't get this. Man, oh man, this has been brutal. A brutal showing by the Dallas Stars here in Game 1. Trailing by 3. Still have more than halfway to go in the game, but man, it's not a spot you want to put yourself in. A multiple goal deficit. As it's held in at the blue line around the boards, here's Johansson, fan on the pass. That pass into the middle, Myers, and then it's cleared down the length of the ice here by Foxa. Played by Volstead. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Faber. He'll carry it ahead. Faber into the zone. Got to Spurgeon. Shot! And a save made by Ottinger. They're just letting them get into the zone so easily there. The zone entries for the Minnesota Wild have been so crisp, while the Stars have not been good at entering the zone. There's 4 Stars there, and they can't poke it away from Boldy. That's just unbelievable. 4 Stars on the penalty kill. It's just unbelievable. They're just letting them walk in. Like, here you go. There's a lane. You can just walk in like that. Wow, my goodness. This is brutal. Stars have been brutal in this game. 17-9, the shots favoring the Wild. Off the draw. Quinn Hughes has it at the blue line. He got it to Boldy. As it's played in down low behind the net. Kaprizov looks to center one in front. Tangled up. Boldy. Power play over. Boldy made a move. Got it to Kaprizov. His shot fanned on. Stolen away. Boldy's shot was blocked on the way through. Stars came and cleared the puck out of their own zone. Myers tying up Eriksson Ek. Eriksson Ek in front. Save made. Rebound. Score! Boldy on the rebound, and it's 4-0. What a disaster here in Dallas. Wow. Unbelievable. Just a bouncing puck, and wow. That's brutal. A 4-0 deficit, and the Stars dead right now, looking to center one. Man, a 3-goal second period here for the Wild, and we're not even halfway through it. Back in is Lundqvist. Here's Bork along the wall. Bork in behind the net. Bork waiting. Played back to the point. Bischel shot off the crossbar! That's what Dallas needs. They need a goal, and they just got one off the bar. They need something, because right now they look like an awful team, a team that doesn't even deserve to be in the playoffs. And the fans here are just stunned, including me, on how bad the Stars have played here in this game number 1. And the Wild have just dominated and stomped on the Stars. They're doubled up on the shots too. The Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars, they win every single puck battle. They're winning every single faceoff. They have all the puck possession right now. If you're not, you got to take a timeout or something, because right now the Stars look awful. Here's Ritzkovian in behind the net. Ritzkovian waits. And Ben trying to get it along the wall. Cleared out the center. Heiskanen chipped it ahead. Nothing going here for Dallas. They can't even get a zone entry. It has been all Wild here in the second period. 3-goal second period already for the Wild, and it is just an embarrassing showing for the Dallas Stars. Here's Beck into the middle. Ritzkovian with some room. Ritzkovian tried to pass that back, and it was tied up there. Blackwell plays that back. Heiskanen shoots it back in from the blue line. Quinn Hughes is a dead crowd at American Airlines Center in a dead atmosphere, and a dead performance here by the Dallas Stars. The Minnesota Wild have come here to just dominate them here in game 1. Shot from the boards was stopped by Ottinger. My goodness, they need something. Half a game to go, basically, and the Stars need 4 to just tie this game up. Zuccarello along the wall into the middle. Kaprizov couldn't get it. Here's Harley. He'll carry it ahead. Thomas Harley into the zone. Harley waits, got it to Blackwell. His shot deflected on goal, and Wallstad makes the save. Quinn Hughes has the puck now, and he'll stretch it ahead here for Boldy. Myers in the way there, and Harley will go back for the puck. Myers and now Rantanen trying to clear it. Up in the air, it goes into the corner. Knocked down Boldy. Boldy along the wall. Plays it around to Faber, who holds it at the line. They're just controlling the puck so crisply here. Here's a shot by Faber. Deflected. Rebound was loose for Eriksson. That could have been 5-0 right there. An embarrassing showing by the Dallas Stars here in this game. This crowd is dead. This performance is dead right now. Mikko Rantanen the steal. This shocked people in this building. Minnesota is just playing well here. Now there's some tempers flaring after that cover up. 9:57 to go in the second period. We haven't had a whistle in a while. But the Stars in trouble and the Wild dominating as Minnesota with a 4-0 lead. We will be back. We welcome you back to the Stanley Cup playoffs. A 4-0 leader for the Wild, and I'm a depressed Stars fan calling it. And game one, multi-goal comeback wins this season, 10 for the Stars. They're going to really need that here if they can come back in this game. They won the previous matchup 5-4 in the regular season. Maybe something happens. They need something. They need a goal. Because right now, the defense of the Dallas Stars, this has been a horrendous game one for the Dallas Stars. Man, oh man. An icing here with 9:50 to go. The Stars are getting outshot 20-10. And I was trying to hold my biasness to the Stars, but it is already coming out here halfway through the game. If you're a Wild fan, yeah. If a Stars fan, it's ridiculous. This is honestly the most ridiculous thing I've watched. This is a horrendous performance, as I previously said. Horrendous. Bishop, still half a game to go. The Stars only have 2 shots here in the game. They can't even get a pass going. It's just been that bad. 9-2 the shots favoring the Wild here in the game. Lundqvist can't even get the puck. Bishop, pressured from behind here by Nick Foligno. Foxa. Off the corner boards. Foxa again. Lundqvist. Cleared out. Deflected. Middleton. No ice. It is an icing, I guess. I don't know. They're like it deflected, but they just don't call that, I guess. Okay. 4-0 in favor of Minnesota here in this game, and it is just horrendous. This is just the worst effort I've seen in a Dallas Stars playoff game in a long time. Even worse than Game 5 last year in the conference final. And that whole series, that conference final against Edmonton, at least that there was some effort. Right now, there's no effort by the Dallas Stars, and with 9:19 left to go here in the second period, there's a talk being had here by the officials. The officials in the game, Furman South and John Aver, the referees, linespersons Johnny Murray and C.J. Murray, and there is going to be a face-off at center, actually, so it will not be an icing, and the face-off will return back to the center logo. So the face-off will be at center. The Stars crowd is quiet, stunned, surprised, shocked. Stars have to get something going. They have to get at least a goal or two in this period to at least get back in the hockey game. But in the way they're playing right now, it does not even look like they're going to even get one on the board here. Shot back in from the blue line as it's Heiskanen around the boards. Duchesne popped out to center. Bork got ahead. Yurov pressured from behind by Bork. Held in the zone, though. Bork in the corner looks to center one for Robertson, and they couldn't go. Here's Heiskanen now. Heiskanen waits, fires, and a save made. And now they're moving the puck well here. Duchesne in the corner. They got to get one here at least. Duchesne deflected by Robertson. Bork pressured from behind. Robertson, Bork played back to the point. Lindell across for Heiskanen. To the corner it goes. It deflects out of play. 8:22 to go in the second period. Stars down by 4. We'll be back in just a moment. The Wild dominating the Dallas Stars in a shocking Game 1 performance right now. We'll be back in just a moment. We welcome you back, everybody. This was Bish's opportunity off the crossbar earlier on. The Stars have to get a goal here. They have to. If they want to get back in this game, if they have to get something going. The Stars have not had much. Face off in the offensive zone. The Stars crowd has not had much to cheer about here in this game number 1. It's just been Minnesota dominance in game number 1 of this series, but we're still 8:22 left in the second period, and we still got another period to go. So the Stars can start get the comeback. They got to get it going right now because they got to get a goal at least in this period to at least have something going into the locker room, because what a horrendous first half for the Dallas Stars here in this playoff game. They don't even look like a team that has gone 3 straight years into the conference finals. Here come the Wild. Here's Faber. He'll drop it off here for Hartman. His shot blocked away by Ottinger. Hughes, shot blocked. Ritzkovian. Hughes gets the puck back. Faber, Kaprizov carries it ahead. Kaprizov back in. Turnaround shot stopped by Ottinger. $7:39 to go in the second period. Man, if you hear it, literally, you can hear me lose the energy right now because I don't know what the Stars are doing. I'm a Stars fan. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm a Stars fan. And if you're the Wild fans, you can just mock me in the comments, whatever. But yeah, brutal. If you're the Dallas Stars fans, including me. Yikes. 21-11, the shots favoring the Minnesota Wild. They have completely opened up this game here in the second period with 3 goals in the second period. And not looking good at all for the Dallas Stars. They needed some momentum to go on their side. They need a power play or something. The Wild have just controlled the puck. A failed clearance attempt there by Lindell. Eriksson Ek. Johansson in behind the net. Played back here for Middleton. Swung it across here for Johansson. Shot blocked. Johansson a backhand. Blocked away by Ottinger. Johansson waiting as he rimmed it back to the point for Middleton with less than 7 to go here in the second period. To the front, shot save Ottinger. And Ben flips it back in off the glass. Steele trying to get it. Couldn't. No effort for the Dallas Stars in this one. Middleton. And it's shot back in by Dallas, or by Minnesota. Bischel into the middle. Here comes Bork. Maybe some speed here. 3-on-2 for the Stars. Robertson dropped it off for Bischel. That pass for Lundqvist couldn't go. A diving play there. It was Yurov who broke up that pass. And here's Trennan the other way. Trennan trying to go across the ice. That got blocked. Bischel lost the handle. And it's given away again. Tarasenko. Yurov in behind the net. And here come the Stars, and Robertson getting it over to Duchesne. Duchesne gets hooked down. They don't call a penalty on that. Or they do. They are going to call a penalty. One of the referees did not have this hand up. The Stars are going to go to the power play, a much-needed power play, as Duchesne gets hooked down there by Yurov, or tripped up. Stars power play. They got to get something here to try and get back in this game in game one. We'll be back, Stars, on the man advantage when we return. Bring you back, everybody. Stars a much-needed power play, and they need the goal here, obviously, to get on the board here in game one. And a huge opportunity to get back in the game. If you're the Dallas Stars, you got to get it here, and one of your best guys who has been on the power play this whole season, Wyatt Johnston. He has broken that franchise record. Yurov in the box. Stars crowd wants to celebrate something here, but they got to get a power play goal. And it's cleared out immediately by Minnesota. Here's Heiskanen. He'll drop it off for Duchesne. Duchesne, another drop pass here for Johnston. Got it to Robertson along the boards. Got it back off the pass. Duchesne. Johnson at the goal line in the corner. Robertson along the half wall. Now drifting into the circle. Duchesne's in the slot. Back for Heiskanen. Duchesne waits. Duchesne got it low. Rantanen delaying now. Rantanen holding on to it. Got it to Duchesne as he switches places. Duchesne trying to drive to the net. Heiskanen the shot! And a save made by Volstad. Man, what a chance. It's looking better than their first power play right now, at least at the moment. As the shot by Heiskanen was stopped by Volstad. 1:18 to go in the power play for the Dallas Stars. And see if they can get something going here. Duchesne and Eriksson Ek. Never mind, Duchesne gets kicked out of the face-off dot. Duchesne arguing with the linesman. There's a lot of frustration here by the Dallas Stars with 5:12 to go in the second period. They got to get something here on this power play, though. Off the draw, won by Rantanen. Here's Robertson along the boards. Angled off by Faber as he gets out-muscled there. Duchesne goes back for Heiskanen. Johnston along the boards. Here's Robertson at the goal line. Johnston once again in the circle. A minute left to go on the power play. Robertson, backhand score! Dallas finally gets a goal. It is 4-1. And maybe some life here for the Dallas Stars in game one. Jason Robertson with the goal, and the Stars are on the board. It is 4-1. The backhand shot by Jason Robertson from the goal line. Johnston and him combining on that. What patience by Johnston to just outmaneuver. And the Dallas Stars are on the board. A much-needed power play goal, and this place erupts. And now they got momentum with the home ice crowd on their side again. They could really use another one. Quickly, too. Bork shoots it around the boards. Dallas on the board now. It comes back to the point. Long shot. That got blocked into the corner. And now picked up here by the Wild. Here's Kaprizov back in. Stars are on the board in a 4-1 game now, as they have finally scored here. And here come the Stars. It looked like a trip, and they don't call it. Wow, that is an outrageous miscall by the referees. That's unbelievable. Into the middle, Ben! What a save! Volstad, rebound, Ben! Trying to get it again, backhand shot stopped! What a terrible miscall by the referees, though, before that chance by Ben happened. Oh, my goodness. That is outrageous that they don't call that tripping. Minnesota getting away with a penalty right there. Should have been another Stars power play. Unbelievable. Heading along the boards. The Stars are getting opportunities, though. Blackwell's pass couldn't connect. Here's Foxa shooting it back in from the blue line. The Stars are on the board, and they got some chances after that goal. They could really use another one here. Blackwell got hooked down. Are we not calling anything here? Outrageous. Played back. Myers a shot, and that got blocked into the corner. Outrageous. 2 missed calls. Unbelievable. The referees are on the Minnesota side right now, because they are not calling clear penalties that they would call against the Stars if that were to happen to Minnesota players. That's unbelievable. Held in the zone, no. And then the Wild move it ahead. Dumped back in by Nick Foligno. That's unbelievable. 2 outrageous missed calls. Myers into the middle for steal. Here's Wyatt Johnston shooting it back in. Dallas could really use another one here. Johnston, and then it's ahead now for Boldy. Maybe a 3-on-2. Boldy's back in, dropped it off, shot! Ripped wide by Eriksson Ek, bounced off the boards, a 2-on-1! Johnston with Rantanen, Johnston waits, Johnston stopped! It hit the post, I think! Oh my goodness, it's opening up here in the second. Johansson, and a save made by Ottinger. It is opening up here offensively between these two teams. That could have been a huge goal by Wyatt Johnston, though. Oh, man. A 2-on-1, Rantanen and Johnston. And then Ben all alone. A big save by Wallstad, who is making some big saves right now in the game. That one caromed off the boards. Wyatt Johnston was so close to scoring there, and just a piece of that off the glove of Wallstad. Unbelievable. Oh, my. Would have been 4-2. .227 to go in the second period off the draw. The Stars, that one deflects out of play. Deflected, no delay of game. And the fans in the front row caught it. Wow. The complexion has changed here in game one, it seems, because now the Dallas Stars are on the board and has now opened up opportunities for them. They looked dead, but now they've gotten some offensive opportunities here in the second period. Cross the ice here for Duchesne. Got it ahead here for Bork, who's in. On the outside, Bork looks to center. Cleared out again by the Wild. Lindell going back for the puck here with 2 minutes to go in the second period. Duchesne dropped it off. Here's Heiskanen carrying it ahead. Forced around the boards. Here's Duchesne in the corner. There's a whistle. There's something happening. And maybe that was offside. It was offside. 1:56 to go in the second period. The Stars are on the board. Jason Robertson with the goal, and then some chances by Ben and Johnston, and could not bury those. Imagine if they'd buried those two, would be 4-3. Man, what an incredible chance by Wyatt Johnston, though, on a 2-on-1 with Ranton, and he couldn't bury it. Still outrageous that they missed those two goals earlier on. Into the middle, here come the Wild, McCarron, and now it's Tarasenko returned past McCarron, shot blocked on the way through. Marcus Foligno, Ernie, and then Lundqvist got it. 90 seconds to go here in the period. Here's Harley, carrying it ahead. Ritzkovian, round it goes, behind the net now for Ernie, who lost it. There's a whistle it's a whistle here with 1:26 to go. It was played via high stick, that's why, and now we get a little bit of a confrontation behind the net between Marcus Foligno. Here we go. Marcus Foligno doing his thing again. Adam Ernie. Physical players out there. With Ben, Adam Ernie, and Justin Ritzkovian. 1:26 to go in the second. We'll have our intermission report coming up next. A 3-goal period by the Wild. But the Stars, maybe some life here in the game as they scored the latest goal as Jason Robertson gets it on the power play. It is now 4-1 here in Dallas. You never know in these Stanley Cup playoffs what could happen. One goal could be something that could change the whole series. Off the draw, Faber. Quinn Hughes has the puck and deflected, and here's Lundqvist. Johnston now will carry it ahead. Johnston lost it as it was poke checked away. Johansson. 1:10 to go. In behind the net. Here's Steele in the corner. In his own zone, Johnson trying to get it out. Eriksson around the boards. Lundqvist trying to get it out. Johansson delivers a check there. That will be an icing on Dallas. 53.5 to go. Big hit there by Johansson on Niels Lundqvist. 4-1 Minnesota lead, and Niels Lundqvist is going to the locker room. That's something they do not want to see. Eesh. Brutal. And so Lundqvist goes down the tunnel. Not a good sign. We'll keep you updated on that, obviously, in our intermission report, and just 53.5 seconds away from it. Off the draw. Harley has the puck. Stars could really use a late one here. And that one, instead, is going to be an icing. 45.6 to go. So Dallas will need to have a very big third period. And there's Lundqvist. Never mind. We don't need to update you on that. He's back on the bench. Never mind. Neil just said, I'm going to leave for a second and just come back. Off the draw. Stars win it. Harley flips it out to center. Mikko Rantanen knocked it down. Rantanen trying to get the puck back. He was tied up with Kaprizov. Dumped back in with 35 to go. Stars could use a late one here. Myers came in control of puck, though. And the Wild take advantage of that. Hartman. Zuccarello, pardon me. Kaprizov plays that back to the point. Faber. Across it goes. Quinn Hughes couldn't receive the pass. Harley in behind the net. 15 to go in the period. Stars looking for a late one here in the second period. Here's Johnston. Johnston. Shot save made Volstad. And everyone gets together, and Volstad throws a punch on Rantanen. Rantanen's on the ice, and here we go. The tensions brew again. 8 seconds to go Mikko Rantanen just got laid down on the ice. And steal. And I don't think we're going to get a penalty here. Rantanen passed that to Johnston, and not much. Ooh, that could have been a deflection into his own net by Hartman, or Quinn Hughes, pardon me. See if we get a penalty here. Yeah, Wallstead did throw a punch, though. So, are we going to get any penalty? I don't think we're not going to get any penalties. Wow. Wow, shocker. Eight seconds to go in the second. Let's see if Dallas can get one here. Maybe one last chance here in the period. Off the draw, won by the Stars. Duchesne, shot over the net. 5 seconds to go in the period. It is Harley, tied up along the boards. It's killed off there. That'll do it for the second, and here we go as they continue to throw punches. Johansson in the way, and Harley and Robertson in the mix now. Second period done. Third period coming up next. Our intermission report coming up next. A 4-1 lead for the Minnesota Wild as McCarron continues to yap. Wild players continue to yap after the whistle. And Ben in the mix of it, right at center. And the referees have to get in the way. We'll be back. Stars, can they complete? Can they get a comeback here in game one, or will the Wild hold on? We'll be back. Third period coming up next with our intermission report, including that 4-1 Wild after the second period. We'll be back. back to our intermission report. A 4-1 lead here for the Minnesota Wild, and yeah, I'm not enjoying it. I know there's Minnesota fans in the chat. I know y'all are enjoying it, but man, I'm not fun. But the Stars got the latest goal. We'll go over all the goals, obviously, right now, actually, and let's see, 4-1. The Wild leading it over Dallas. Eriksson got the first goal, and then let's go over this. Kaprizov, 56 seconds into the second period, on a blazing shot. What a shot here by Kirill Kaprizov. Just, wow, in and out just like that. Stars got 8 shots in that period as well as they did in the first period, but they looked dead in that probably the first 15 minutes of that second period. Hartman gets that one off his knee. Minnesota scored 3 goals in the 5.5 minute span in that first half of the second period. Boldy gets this one. I don't even know how this just rolls around. It's not even a good goal. 4-0. But then the Stars decided to wake up a little bit as they get a backhand shot by Robertson. Wyatt Johnston with the patience to pass that back to him. Johnston and Heiskanen with the assists, a power play goal, and the Stars are on the board. They had some chances too. Volstad making some big saves on Ben and Johnston. As I wouldn't count Dallas out of this game yet. This game's not over, in my opinion. Both teams have a power play goal. Now it's the only goal is their power play goal, and yeah. Just still, it's an embarrassing performance by Dallas. I don't even know. This is embarrassing performance. And now they're starting to pick it up a little bit. They needed this. They needed to start the game good. It's just they did not start good. They weren't expecting what the Wild were going to deliver, and the Wild have delivered a little bit here. Yeah, they're up 4-1. I mean, Dallas getting outscored in that period 3-1. You thought they were going to have a better second period. No, they had a worse one. And they're going to need one of the best third period performances they had this year to just come back in this game one. They need 3 to tie, and we'll be back with in just a couple of minutes or so. The third period will start next. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome you back, everybody, and drastic measures need to be taken, and I'm a Stars fan, so I'm just, yeah, we're doing this. Stars gonna come back in this game, hopefully. Praying on that, and a Stars fan, so screw you, Minnesota. So, yeah, I'm not hiding the biasness anymore. I thought I was gonna make it farther in the playoffs to hide the biasness. Yeah, I failed that. 2 periods in? A period and a half in. Yeah, yeah, the bias is going away. It's out. So, the Stars jersey. And so the Stars need to come back here, obviously. Down 3, now they were down 4 at one point, but now, big goal by Jason Robertson. In that, for that, it's just the Dallas Stars they've been terrible in game ones. It seems like forever. It seemed like they were gonna get back on the track when they were in 2020 last year with the 2 straight game 1 victories. They came back in that Edmonton series game 1. They were down 3-1 or 4-1, something like that. At the start of the 3rd period, they came back, won that game, I believe, 6-3. So, Stars gonna try to make a comeback here. They've been one of the best 3rd period teams, it seems like, the Dallas Stars. So we'll see, obviously, how that turns out. And let's give you the stats one more time if you weren't here for that. And look at this. These are the shots on goal. Minnesota's been pretty good in the shots on goal, but the Dallas Stars trying to catch up, obviously. Face-offs now kind of evening out a little bit, but Minnesota still has a favor in that. Yeah, we will see. Obviously, 3rd period big for the Dallas Stars. They have to make the comeback if they want to get back in this game and even this game up. We'll be back with the 3rd period coming up next year on the NHL on MHS. Welcome you back, everybody, to Dallas. Period number 3 of Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. The Stars down 4-1, but they got the latest goal of the game in this one, and they look to try to come back in this one, obviously. As we're underway here in the third period, as it's dumped back in. Faber off the backboards, got it to Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes along the wall, and into the middle it comes for Faber. Faber shoots it back into the corner. The time's kind of delayed there because our stream kind of delayed there as well. Lindell played back here for Heiskanen. Heiskanen, the drop pass for Lindell. Time is ticking for Dallas, obviously. Got to come back from the 3-goal deficit that they have right now. Here's Zuccarello. Back in. The pass was blocked off by Johnston. Lundqvist, the drop pass for Thomas Harley. And then that pass is just, man, that is a brutal passing there from the Dallas Stars. Thomas Harley has the puck now, and he got it to Lundqvist. Lundqvist trying to get it out of the zone. He couldn't. It is held in at the line. It comes up top for Zuccarello. He plays that back to the point. Across the ice it goes here for Spurgeon. Drop pass here for Kaprizov. He waits. He holds. He fires. It was blocked on the way through. And here's Lundqvist. And ahead now come the Stars. Wyatt Johnston, and here's Rantanen along the boards. Dump that into the corner. A minute and a half has passed here. Johnston steals it away. It goes back, and then Kaprizov intercepts along the wall. Around the boards it goes, and Robertson trying to get it out 3 times. He did. Here is Duchesne carrying it ahead. Duchesne slows up at the blue line, made some room. Duchesne waits. Duchesne fires, and he missed the net. Oh, man, what a patient play there by Matt Duchesne. And he just couldn't bury it as he just missed the far post. The patience there, though, by Duchesne, and almost a chance to get the Stars back on the board again and make it 4-2. They need that quickly here in this third period, as that pass for Bork did not connect. Ottinger played that in behind the net for Bischel. Backhands that one out to center. 2.5 into the third period. Maneuvering in is Marcus Foligno. Now Quinn Hughes looks to center one. Goes to the top of the crease. Quinn Hughes has it at the blue line. Backhands into the corner. And it's Duchesne trying to clear it. He's pressured along the boards by McCarron. Bischel in behind the net. Got around. Deflected, so no icing. Played by Volstad. Quinn Hughes has the puck in his own zone. Just patiently playing that puck. 4-1 lead for the Wild here in Game 1. Faber deflected back in. Ottinger played it in behind the net. Lindell lost it. Eriksson trying to get it back, and he couldn't. Boldy shot, save, rebound was loose. Eriksson continued to whack at it, even though it was covered, and then he gets punched in the face. Eriksson on Ritzkovian. And I guess we're not calling that, huh? First whistle in a while. Matthew Shane with the patient play, though. All that room, and he just missed the right post. Oh, man. The maneuver to get through, almost scored. He had the room, too. Man, that is got to be frustrating if you're Matt Duchesne. All that room and nothing. Bischel got sandwiched earlier, too. Yeah, I think he went down to the locker room. Not sure. 16:40 to go. Time plays a factor here for the Stars. They need 3. They could really use the next one. It is crucial that they get the next one. Because if Minnesota gets it, this basically ends this game, basically. Game 1 here in Dallas. Working back in. 16:40 to go in the third. Stars need to make a comeback here. And delay off the draw. And with 16:40 to go, the shots are 26-16. in favor of the Minnesota Wild. Stars have not had a shot here in this period. And knocked down here by Rantanen along the boards. Rantanen gets it free. He's tied up. He got it back to the point for Heiskanen. Heiskanen waits. Shoots it back in deep. It's a delayed penalty upcoming to the Minnesota Wild. And the Stars with another power play opportunity. And this is a huge one, a crucial one too. Brodin in the box, and so the Stars get another power play. Their third of the game, and they could really use a power play goal here, as he was hooking Mikko Rantanen along the boards. Power play for Dallas, and they could really use one here. Wyatt Johnston setting up Robertson on the previous one. And man, oh man, if the Stars get one here. Matt Duchene in the face-off dot against McCarron. Delay off the draw. Duchene again gets kicked out of the face-off dot. How much times has he been kicked out of the face-off dot? It seems like a lot. Mikko Rantanen's taking his spot every single time. Rantanen wins the draw. It is Heiskanen at the blue line. Back for Robertson. Robertson spins back along the half wall. Down low, Johnston. Rantanen's parked in front, but couldn't get the pass towards him. Johnston along the boards in the corner, pressured by Middleton. Johnston trying to get that puck, and Faber instead carries it ahead and clears it down the length of the ice. Heiskanen now will pick up the puck. A minute and a half to go on the Dallas power play. And the Stars really could use a power play goal here to get back in the game and make it a 2-goal deficit. Johnston carries it back in. Robertson spins back. Heiskanen holds it in. Duchene, the return pass for Heiskanen. Robertson, Heiskanen again. Rantanen in the circle. Rantanen back for Heiskanen. Rantanen a one-timer! And it's stopped, and Volstad forced it out of play. Good movement, though, by the Stars. And that one, I believe, let's see, replaying this, right off the shoulder. Right off the shoulder of Volstad. He's going to have been real lucky with those, or else that's a 4-2 game, because that one either hits the crossbar or goes in. Shoulder stopped there by Volstad. Another face-off win by Dallas. Heiskanen feeds that back. Rantanen. He holds on to it. Duchene at the goal line. Centering pass. What a save! Rebound was still loose. Shot. Volstad. Another big save. Plays it across. One-timer blocked on the way through Rantanen. And somehow Dallas does not score there. Wow. The Wild get lucky there. An unbelievable chance for the Dallas Stars. Those go in 100% of the time except for there. That's unbelievable. The Stars not getting lucky here on that. Heiskanen forced out. Johnston goes back for the puck. I don't know how that did not go in the net. Here's Johnston through the middle. Johnston the drop pass for Rantanen. He's in, he fires! And it got blocked behind the net. Faber trying to clear it. Held in Heiskanen, or tried to at least. Forced back, Duchene. Trennan forcing him from behind. And a turnover, a shorthanded chance, shot off the crossbar. Wild got the chance there off the bar, and it almost went into a 5-1 lead. The Stars did not convert on the power play that they desperately needed. And somehow, I don't know how they did not score on that power play. Ritzkovian in the corner, Ben. Plays it around Lundqvist. It's forced out. Bork, 6 minutes into the third. Still a 4-1 game. Ritzkovian got it ahead for Ben. Ben trying to split through, and he couldn't. Ritzkovian forced it in deeper, though. Ben gets it in the corner. Ben around the boards. It goes back to the point. Long shot deflected wide of the net. Here's Harley at the point. Harley shoots one. It was blocked. Harley another shot. Blocked again. Minnesota doing well just defensively here. On the outside is Johansson. Harley lost it. Ritzkovian, and then it's played out to center. .15 to go in the third. Lindell will get to the puck first for the Dallas Stars in behind the net in their own zone. They have to move it to the Minnesota side of the ice here. They got to get going here offensively. They've gotten some chances, but they haven't been able to bury one. Only 2 shots, I believe, or 3 in this period for the Dallas Stars. Big hit there. Only 4, actually, because it was 16 shots for Dallas in that second period, or in the first and second period. Lindell off the boards, deflected back in by, I believe, Blackwell. Faber has the puck and got it to Tarasenko. Into the middle, Yurov. They look like a trip, and it is. And Lindell will go to the box. Wow. That's a very bad penalty to take there. And the Wild will go to their another power play. That's just, what the heck is that? Anyways, we'll be back. What a flop to draw that penalty if you're the Minnesota Wild. I don't know how this does not go in. Johnston gets robbed in the slot. Robertson bats it out of midair, and he somehow gets stopped as well. It is unbelievable how the Stars did not score there to make it 4-2. Unbelievable. Holy flop, though. Jeez. That was not a trip. So, Minnesota will go to the power play on a call. And then this chance shorthanded right off the crossbar, or the post. A Boldy and Lindell, their best penalty killer, in the box. .12:29 to go, and it's huge here for Dallas to kill this one off. Off the draw, won by the Wild. Across the ice, that did not go as it was blocked away. On his knees was Zuccarello as he was trying to draw another penalty, but the refs were not going to be fooled by that. And it's cleared. Kaprizov and now Hughes. Stretches ahead here for Boldy. He's back in. Across the ice, here's Kaprizov. Kaprizov in the corner got knocked down by Harley. Zuccarello across it goes. Quinn Hughes spins around. Hughes, the drop pass there. Return pass from Eric Sinek to Quinn Hughes. Here's a chance by Boldy and a shot blockered away. Not out of the play though. Kaprizov looks to center one. They score! Power play goal by Eric Sinek. It is 5-1. And that's a very bad goal by Ottinger. Holy moly. Short side. Brutal game by... That's the first bad goal he's let up in the game. Man, how does that one go in? (5-1) Wild, unfortunately, in this one. With 11:47 to go, and that basically kills any hopes of a Dallas comeback. unless they can get 4 goals in 12 minutes. Into the middle, Rantanen fires that one into the corner. Hits the stanchion oddly. And fans are starting to leave already. A disappointing start to this playoff run for the Dallas Stars. And look at Quinn, or whoever that is, trying to draw a penalty. Here's Rantanen. He got it to Ritzkovian. Back for Rantanen, deflected towards the net front. Wyatt Johnston trying to get it. Kaprizov, and now Ritzkovian. Shot by Rantanen over the net. As he had an opportunity there. If the Stars can respond quickly, maybe they can get something going. But man, laying up that goal on a power play, they just got to stop taking penalties. Johnston into the middle. Bischel got it across here for Rantanen. In the corner. Knocked down a man. As Ritzkovian plays that back. Lundqvist's shot was blocked. Johnston knocks it down. Rantanen. Stars setting up here. Bischel. Fans on the shot. Bischel tied up. Bischel trying to hold it in. And Wyatt Johnston there on the mix. Holds it in the line. Rantanen. Backhand pass. Couldn't connect for Lundqvist. Ritzkovian in behind. Lundqvist. Rantanen's in the middle. They can't get it towards him. Ritzkovian. Rantanen again. Tiring out this Minnesota Wild squad. Lundqvist forces it in behind the net now for Rantanen. Rantanen waits. Looks to center one. And Lindell in his shot deflects out of play. Tarasenko. Unbelievable. 10:09 to go. This is unbelievable. Barely got a skate on that. That's just lucky. That is just lucky. Unbelievable. 10:09 to go in the third period. Utterly embarrassing. As already fans are starting to leave. Lindell's shot blocked. Bork gets it in the corner. With 10 minutes to go, Stars fans start to leave the building because, man, what a pathetic performance they have put out here on the ice. It has just been brutal. Eriksson with his second goal of the game. A power play goal at 8:13, and another penalty where they probably shouldn't call one. Duchesne holds on to it. Duchesne plays that back. Lindell, the shot deflected, and a save made by Volstad. Heiskanen played it in behind here for Robertson, who looks to center one for Duchesne. It is tied up on the top of the crease. Shot wide of the net by Robertson. Stars are just generating all the opportunities, but they can't get it towards the net. And, man, there's a 9:17 to go, and Bork is down along the boards. Awkwardly. They're going to take 2 guys. Wow, they're going to even things up. Wow. 4-on-4 then. All right. We'll be back. 4-on-4. 9:17 to go in the third period. The Wild leading by 4. 4-on-4 now for the Dallas, between these two teams, the Stars and the Wild. It's Wild leading at 5-1 here in game 1. Brutal performance by the Dallas Stars, obviously, in this one. It is just yikes. And they're going to need a huge response in game 2 of this series, which will be on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Yikes, because holy moly, this is brutal how the Dallas Stars are playing this game, and the Wild look just significantly better, unfortunately. Robertson with a goal in the game, the only goal by the Dallas Stars here in this one. Maybe the 4-on-4 opens it up here. I don't get why it wasn't a power play there, because I think Bork got leveled or something like that. I'm not sure. It is Wild they were just more ready in this game. The Wild are just more ready to play this series, and the Stars looked like they were nervous. Harley plays that back 4-on-4, a matching minor for slashing on Bork and Boldy. And that one moved ahead. Here's a breakaway for Eriksson Ek. He's in on goal, and that one didn't go. Eriksson Ek along the boards. Man, there's just no effort here by the Dallas Stars. It has been a pathetic performance here, and a pathetic effort, if you could even call it that, in game 1 of this series. Harley's back in. Thomas Harley along the boards. In behind the net, and now Johnston. Got it to Harley. Return feed for Johnston in the corner with 8.5 to go in the third period. Played back by Lindell. Johnston. Off the boards, it is Robertson. Harley. Played it in behind Johnston. Johnston trying to wrap it around. Johnston still has the puck. Pressured by Quinn Hughes. Thomas Harley. Ashley Lindell now. Plays it across the ice here for Johnston, who's pressured there by Faber, but still has the puck. Got past Harley. That pass for Harley from Robertson was blocked away. 8 minutes to go. Kaprizov back in. He holds and he passes across the ice, and no one was there for Minnesota. They just dumped it in there. 5-1 Wild. Remember in game 1 last year, the Stars basically faced the same score. Rantanen, and they won that series against Colorado. They're going to need a really, really big game 2, because holy moly, this has been brutal to watch if you're a Dallas Stars fan. Duchesne's back in. That pass for Rantanen was out of the reach. Duchesne along the boards, pops free for Lundqvist. His shot! And that just missed wide. Rantanen played that back. Lundqvist! And that one fired wide. Rantanen again into the middle. Bischel, full strength again between these two teams. Bischel left it. Duchesne crossed the ice, and the pass for Bork didn't connect. As there's a stick in the lane. Lundqvist carries it back in. Niels Lundqvist tried to pass it. He gets it back, though, off a skate. Bork waits. Goes across the ice here for Myers. As the Stars look to get one at least late here in the game. Bork, and trying to make an effort to at least try to come back in this one. Bouncing puck knocked down. Bork has it. Played in the corner. Duchesne looks to center one. It caromed on Volstad, and he makes the stop. If you're the Dallas coach and the Dallas coaching squad, you have a lot to address here going into game 2, because holy moly, what a terrible defensive game. .636 to go, but man, have the Wild played a great game here in this one. It's just been a domination. 5-1, Wild leading it with 6:36 to go. Glenn's going to have to address a lot of stuff, and they don't. This Dallas squad could get out in the first round. And the more and more the people leave here, it's just all that hype and the buildup for this game and for this run comes to a halt, basically, because, man, they did not get what they paid for. An embarrassing effort by the Dallas Stars with 6:10 to go in the third. Maybe those days off from Wednesday in Buffalo to now were not that good for them. Heiskanen now with 6 minutes to go in the third. Heiskanen back in. Heiskanen driving shot. Save made Volstad. Played back here for Lindell as it's held in. Foxa will get in the corner, in behind the net with less than 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Foxa around the boards, Blackwell. Heiskanen. Blackwell again. Got it to Lindell. Lindell along the boards with 5.5 to go in the third. Held in at the point. Across the ice here for Heiskanen. Heiskanen. Delayed penalty upcoming to the Minnesota Wild again. Blackwell. Shot deflected off the crossbar and it didn't go. It might have been stopped by Volstad, but we're going to have a power play here for Dallas late in the game. Nick Foligno going to the box as he hooks Cecil Lindell. We'll be back. Power play for Dallas. Maybe they can get a miracle here. They will need a miracle to score 4 in the next 5 minutes. Can they pull it off? We'll see. Because you never count anything out of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Anything can happen in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, tune in with our last 5 minutes. We'll be back. Welcome you back, everybody, with 5:17 to go. Dallas gets a late power play here late in game 1. It has been a wild night, though. Minnesota scoring 3 in the second really opened it up. They were up 4-0. They're up by 4 again as they got another power play goal. And unfortunately, they lead the game 5-1, and the Dallas Stars have really not gotten much here in this game, and they only got a power play goal by Jason Robertson to backhand that one back in. As it was 4-1 at that point, and then somehow the Stars didn't score on that power play to make it 4-2, and then a very terrible goal led up by Ottinger there to make it 5-1. And that's our score. I don't even know I'm going to post this on TikTok because I probably was super biased on these calls. So, Nick Foligno in the box, 5:17 to go. Can the Stars at least get another one here? That's the question. And maybe get something at least because, man, they're going to need some momentum going into game 2 because the Wild have come to Dallas and have ripped home ice advantage away from them, basically, if this holds on for another 5-10. We'll need another miracle if the Dallas Stars can come back from 4 goals down in the last 5 minutes, and they got to get something going in the power play here. Duchesne carries it ahead. Matt Duchesne in shot, and a save made by Volstad. They haven't really even tested him that much. They have tested him in the third period, though. And he's been big, and there's no wonder why they started him instead of Gustafsson because Gustafsson's been man, though, this has been a brutal performance by the Dallas Stars. Faber tied up. Middleton clears it down the length of the ice. A dead atmosphere in a game that people thought was going to be way better. And unfortunately, if you're Dallas Stars fans, you didn't get that. And here's Wyatt Johnston back in. Johnston dropped it off for Heiskanen. Across it goes. Heiskanen once again. Robertson. Return feed for Heiskanen. Rantanen. 4:20 to go in the third period. Extra attacker out there for Dallas. Empty net at the other end. Rantanen shot. That goes wide. Power play and an empty net for the Stars. Ben. Rantanen. Duchesne now. Empty net for the Stars. They're down by 4. Rantanen shot. Deflects out of play. And the frustration continues to build here for the Stars. 6:46 to go on the power play, and also 4:03 to go in the third period. Empty net, and if they lose this game, which is looking like it, Game 2's on Monday, 8:30 p.m. There's going to be a timeout here by the Dallas Stars. Glenn is just... I don't know what Glenn Gluckson's going to have to address this, because, man, oh man, a brutal performance by the Dallas Stars here. Yeah, they can make a miracle to just come back in this game. It will be one of the craziest things you will ever see in sports. Yeah, they can come back from a 4-goal deficit in the next 4:03. It's rarely happened, it seems like, in playoff games, though. But just, they're going to need it. Toronto knows how to choke. Does Minnesota know how to choke? They've been known for choking. We'll see. Man, this has been brutal. Brutal to commentate as a Dallas Stars fan. Brutal to watch this game. Yikes. Game 2's on Monday. I'm not sure if we're going to cover that game or not. Hopefully we're going to cover one tomorrow. One of the series, Colorado Kings, Montreal, Tampa. There's Boston, Buffalo, and Vegas, Utah. And then Anaheim, Edmonton starts on Monday. And not on the weekend, oddly. Duchesne and McCarron. McCarron wins the draw, but it bounced off the stanchion weirdly. And now it is Brodin with an empty net at the other end. It's no icing because, remember, the Stars are on the power play with less than 4 minutes to go here in the third period. Stars down by 4. And see if they can get anything going in the last 3:45. Johnston to Robertson. Into the middle, Duchesne. Lost the handle. Power play here for Dallas. With another 15 seconds to go on it. Duchesne in behind the net. Stolen away by Boldy. Empty net. Knocked down by Heiskanen. Power play coming to a close here. And that'll do it for the power play. Heiskanen. And dropped off here for Rantanen. Empty net at the other end for the Stars. And that one's turned over at the blue line. And into the empty net it goes. 3:08 to go, and the Wild make it 6-1. As Matt Boldy gets the goal, as a turnover by Rantanen results in that. A terrible turnover at the blue line. And hopefully it's not Wild in 4, because screw the Wild. Anyways, 6-1 Wild here in Dallas, and that will put the game away here, obviously. With 3 minutes to go, the Stars are going to need a real good response in Game 2, because if they do not, yikes. I think that's the best word to describe the game for the Stars, yikes. And this playoff crowd just going home disappointed here. It is just, wow. Shot blocked on the way through. Loose puck in front of the net. And it comes back up high for Blackwell, who has some room. Blackwell's shot blocked again. They can't even get a goal in garbage time right now. Yikes, indeed. Trennan holds on to it, fell down. Foxa. Bissell. And, wow. There will be some needed changes. Boldy with a 2-goal game. Eriksson Ek with a 2-goal game. The Wild with a 6-1 lead. With 2 minutes to go here in the third period, a 6-1 lead here for Minnesota over the Dallas Stars. And, wow. Tied up along the boards, and we get a whistle with 1:49 to go. There's another game going on. It's Pittsburgh and the Philadelphia Flyers. That should be a good one. I'll be watching that, trying to get over this game. The Stars fan, as they're down 6-1. It's just, they're going to need a very, very good effort. But it's only a game 1. Only a game 1. So the Stars can obviously regroup after this. This is embarrassing for them, obviously. The Wild obviously now saying we can beat the Stars in the playoffs now with a Game 1 victory just approaching here with Beck in behind the net. But the real question, what's going to happen in Game 2? That will be the real one. Bork turns it over. The Wild have just dominated all night with puck possession. The Stars have just looked scared. I don't think anyone has panicked after Game 1, but I think you'd press the panic button for the Dallas Stars after this Game 1 performance because, oh my, it is panic here in Dallas now. Foxa left it for Ben. And that one deflected out the center. Bissell plays that back here for Myers, and a return feed for Bissell in the final minute. The Wild with a 6-1 lead over the Dallas Stars as Ernie tries to carry it back in, and he couldn't. Harley shoots it back in from center. And Harley has it at center once again. Lundqvist back ahead now as he carries it back in. Beck, Trennan now. Around the boards, Middleton. Cleared out the center. A dominating road win here for the Minnesota Wild. What a performance here on the road for the Wild here. And Blackwell looks to center one. That didn't go. Blackwell with 10 seconds to go in the period. The Wild come to Dallas, the Lone Star in State, to take Game 1 in dominating fashion as they win the game 6-1. Wow. And Lundqvist, I think, took a shot late, and then a little bit of a battle here. Here we go late in the game. The game's over, but the fighting continues. And Minnesota leads this series 1-0. And the Stars are going to really have to regroup here in Game 2. Because that is not a performance you want to have. That is one of the worst ways to start a playoff one. Because, jeez, that is a brutal way to start your playoff run. The Stars are going to have to address that. The Minnesota Wild lead the series 1-0. As your final score from Dallas is 6-1. And Volstad in his first Stanley Cup playoff game gets the win. And the Stars are going to really need a very good Game 2. Because, man, that was brutal for the Dallas Stars. Playoff coverage continues here on the NHL MHS tomorrow and Monday. As Monday, Game 2 of this series happens. We'll see if we cover that one. 6-1, the Wild win it. Boldy with 2, Eriksson Ek with 2. They dominate the Stars here in Dallas. We'll see you next time here on our coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm Max. Thank you. Good night, everybody.